Hey guys, welcome back to some more Mario Party 3! Last time, we battled the Millennium Star in a Stardust battle and completed Story Mode! Today, we're gonna be kicking off the season of bonus and starting to show off some of the things that we didn't see in our Story Mode playthrough. Now, as you can see here, since we beat Story Mode, there's no data. If you were to go into Story Mode again, you would have to pick a different character, play through Story Mode again, rinse and repeat. And there is a reason you would want to do this, and I will get to showing that when we get to the overworld. But there is a pretty good reason to replay this game more than once, you know. Yeah, let's head into party mode. We have no data for this. But there is something different that wasn't shown in story mode. Yeah, so up here, we've got the stone image of Wario, a Ultra Star. Yes! There are different ranks that you can get for completing story mode. I'm not too sure where Ultra Star would rank compared to all the others. I would assume it's not too bad. You do want to aim for a Miracle Star when completing story mode. You do have to be playing really well. You know, did I play really well throughout all these board playthroughs? Well, the worst I did were the B ranks on Spiny Desert and Woody Woods. You know, we got a B on Gate Guy. You know, if I could go back in time and change things, I would try to maybe go for an A. But to be fair, those B ranks were very early on when I was just getting back into playing the game after some years of not playing at all. Yes, so the reason you would want to replay through story mode several times is you can fill out all the stone images for every single character, with the exception of Daisy and Waluigi, due to the story mode and how they're introduced. But all the other characters can be unlocked as stone images, and I believe something does happen if you have them all completed. I have yet to actually do this myself, even on my main save file. But I'm sure somebody out there has, you know, and it might be something cool, worth showing. You know, I'm not sure if I will end up showing it off, but maybe I'll mention it towards the end of the playthrough. You know, just to be thorough with, you know, what we're going to be showing. Now, where we can go, if we talk to the Millennium Star, we could get his recommendation on a board that he would want us to play. My suggestion, how about Pipe Squeak? Well, it's not bad. Yeah, he also recommends Creepy Cavern. You know, that's something, I guess, if you really wanted to play through his suggested boards. I don't think that does anything, though. Yes, you go over here, the Star Lift. It takes you to the Battle Royale map, where you play through the 6 boards. And over here, you can play the 7 dual maps. Now, something to note is that the version of Backtrack that we hear in the story will not be played in party mode. It's a pity. I mentioned this in that part of the story mode playthrough. But we can still listen to it in this game even after completing story mode. And you could also keep doing story mode over and over again if you want to hear it. So we just have to set up, you know, basic controls for playing. I think we're gonna stick with Wario. Mario, Luigi, and Peach. Sure. Yeah, you can set all the computer players individually with their difficulty level. You know, we're not gonna do that. But that's something you can do if you want. We got Toad here in the minigame room. 62 minigames are available for play. Yeah, so we can view the records or we can play minigames. So we can see how many of each of the different types we have unlocked. We've got all 10, all 20 of the 4 players. Yeah, we got all 6 of the item minigames. I think that's a given that you will see all 6 at some point. Now, we have one of the question mark minigames. I'm not too sure what you do to unlock the other 2. I know that I have them unlocked on my main save file. Yeah, we got 6 of the battle minigames. I think that's 8. So there are 2 we have not seen. We have 1 that we haven't seen in the 2 versus 2, and we have unlocked all 10 of the 1 versus 3. So we have most of the minigames unlocked, which is really nice. Now, if we go here, we got Game Guy's room. This door is locked, I guess you can't enter. Yeah, we got the exit. And we got the battle room. This is something that we can enter. And hey, we got this Toad again. Yes, he doesn't just show up in the credits. Battle T, I'm your guide here in the battle room. Welcome to the battle room. Do you want to try random battles? Yeah, let's hear the rules. Random battle is where you test your minigame skill. The minigames you'll play are chosen randomly. First player to win the set number of games is a champ. Okay, let's get your random battle game set up. Yes, I do like that it's played on a ancient television. Yeah, I guess that shows, you know, what was available when this game came out in 2000 or 2001. You know what? We're gonna do a 3-win match. Yeah, we have the option of 4-player, 2-on-2, 1-on-3, battle game, or a duel game. You know what? Let's do 4-player. Okay, we're starting off with this one. Nice. It doesn't seem like the minigames are randomized. It would have been a cool opportunity to have, like, all the minigames just be random and not know what you get. As opposed to just picking between all the different kinds. Oh, this is getting quite chaotic! I get out. Oh, Luigi!
I'm the best!
Yes, you show him, buddy. So I believe how it works is that the player with the most amount of stars wins, and it continues if there's a tie. Which we could see here with the computer players, maybe.
Yes!
Alright, so we got Hammer, Luigi, Peach's Crown.
Yes! Okay!
Okay.
Start!
Oh, I didn't get it in time. Oh no. Wow, I would have had a perfect if I got DK's necktie on there in time. Okay. Might be the first time I've won this minigame in this playthrough too. See what lies ahead. Okay.
Start!
Hey! Uh-oh. It's me and you, Luigi! Oh, this is getting Down to the wire, as I say that.
I'm a disgrace.
Yeah, let's see if I can make it to 3 stars. Perhaps. We got the furthest away one, too. Alright. I definitely don't want to overshoot. Because I have done that. That's close. Okay, Luigi. You didn't get it. Hey, it's up to Mario now. If he can get a hole-in-one, he wins. Or he can join those two back there.
Finish!
I'm a disgrace.
I will say that I have improved in my mini golfing skills in real life. We won! Play again? I'm gonna say no. You know, it's a cool mode that exists if you want to practice the mini games. Yeah, let's return back to the free play room. Yes, if we go over to this other door here, and if we interact with the sign on the door, there's a message on the door. No entrance allowed, unless you're the Miracle Star. Yeah, so... I'm not going to be able to show this off on this particular save file because we did not get a Miracle Star rank with our playthrough of Story Mode. That's not to say that I couldn't play through Story Mode again, you know, with a different character to try to contribute towards the stone images. And I might do that, I might not on this save file because it's not my main one. But I should have Miracle Star rank on my main save file, and that is where we're gonna be headed to hopefully check this door out. Alright, back here at the file select screen. Yes, we have story mode with Mario. Not sure how much of it I went through. Oh, I guess it does say I cleared through Waluigi's Island. Yeah, party mode, I actually do have a board playthrough of Spiny Desert. You know, we could check that out in another bonus episode and maybe try to finish it. Maybe. So one thing that is different is you have this cannon that if you have a party mode board playthrough, it will take you to that board map. I think it's only if you have it set to save every turn, though. Which I do on this save file. You know, I think I have run into issues, you know, with the age of this game. You know, with, you know, losing progress because the game crashes. You know, it can still happen in modern times. Yes, if we go into the minigame room, again. Alright, back here on my main save file, we have all the minigames unlocked. 66 of them, to be exact. Yeah, we're not gonna play the rest of them right now. But I want to see if I have the Game Guy room unlocked. I do not. Yes, that means that even on this save file, I did not achieve the Miracle Star rank. You know, I am curious what my stone image of Mario has to say. You know what, let's return back to Castle Grounds and check it out. Alright, we got Ultra Star. I played it on easy, apparently. But I did get an S rank on Deep Blooper Sea and Spiny Desert, so in a way I did much better on those two boards here compared to my story mode playthrough. You know, I also got an S on Waluigi Island. That's a pretty difficult board to achieve an S rank, especially with how chaotic the board is to begin with. Yeah, we got a B rank on Geekai and Blowhard. Yeah. And I got an S rank on the Stardust battle, apparently. Well, I was playing on easy, so... So, what I think I'm gonna do, because I do have a story mode playthrough with Mario, I am gonna try to see if I can try for a Miracle Star. I do not know what my progress is on that playthrough, and I will show it off once we defeat the Millennium Star, and I'll also show off anything interesting that happens during that. But yes, we're gonna head on and do that, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. We got Ultra Star. You know what? I expected that for how not great I played through these boards. You can see we got S ranks on Spiny Desert and Waluigi's Island at least. Yeah, that's impressive. You know, our B and Gate guy got replaced with an A and moved over to Mr. Boober. Yeah. Well, we didn't get enough S ranks to qualify for the Miracle Star, which means that I need to play through story mode again and hope for a Miracle Star. I'm gonna likely do this on my main save file so I can contribute more towards the stone images. But we will hopefully be back with a higher star rank. Alright, here we are. Game Guy's room. Let's head on in. Yes. Hello there. This is the infamous Game Guy's room. Do you want to play in the Game Guy's room? Yes. Do you want to use the rules? Yes. Game Guy's room is where single players come and test their luck. You get 10 coins to start off with. Yes, how generous. You'll play a randomly selected Game Guy minigame. If the coins you win in the Game Guy minigames reach 1,000 coins or more, you'll clear Game Guy's room. But if your coin count reaches 0, your game ends at that point. Yep. Okay, step right up and test your luck. And we're starting off with this one. I am not surprised. Yeah, we're gonna bet all in. You know, there's a good chance that we win this particular minigame over the others. Not to say that we can't get screwed over in some way. You know? Because as we've seen with this one, you know, you can kind of throw out the window what you think. You know, with your predictions. Especially with how the text can be. I think we got it there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we are gonna have to hope for minigames like the roulette. You know, we're gonna have to bet all or nothing. You know, and hope that we get those higher amounts. You know, this one may not be as great to put all of your coins into, because if you lose, then you're back at the bottom. You know, I'm hopeful here that that doesn't happen. Okay, we're good. You know, we're not gonna double our money here. Now, I likely will not be showing off every single minigame we do. You know, unless it's of note. You know? Especially when we get repeats like this one. You know, if anything interesting happens, like getting times 32 with the roulette, definitely I'll show that off. Starving, love that cake. Yeah. Oh, that got close, and I lost that. Wow. Wow, we're back down to 0. Meaning we lost. That's one way to lose that minigame. Too bad, your game is over!
Oh, I lost.
Yeah, he just plops over dead. Yeah, we're gonna try again. I will not be showing off every single minigame, but if anything exciting happens, you'll be able to see that. Come on! Oh, it got so close! Oh. Come on! Come on! Yes! Okay! We got it! That's 320 coins. We can keep playing like that!
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna be fine. So once you get at least a couple hundred coins, you might want to bet 100. I would say, personally, like, be strategic about it, depending on which minigame it is. You know, if it's this one, you have a 50-50 chance of winning. So I will say 90% of the time, the big guy wins. Now, I'm hoping that we get up to 7, because that should give us 1,000. Easy. It should if we're able to make our way up there. 3. Okay. I have to roll a 4. Okay! Yeah! That's how it's done!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got 1,000! Take that, game guy. Well, actually, 1,370. Congratulations, you've earned 1,000 coins! And you did such a great job, here's a rare minigame as a present. Okay! This game will also be on the free play shelf, so enjoy! Fantastic Wario! You are really lucky! Come play again anytime! Yeah, I'm not too sure if you can play for more minigames, or if there's something else you need to do to unlock the third one. You know, this could just be an endless play for 1,000 coins. You know, maybe you get something out of it. I'm not too sure. I am gonna look into it, and I will put it on screen. You know, if you can get something else from this, but as far as I know right now, I think you only get that second minigame. You know, and I will revisit this if need be, but I think we got what we needed out of it. Yeah, we're gonna head out of Game Guy's room. Okay, we got 67 minigames available for play. Now, this is where I would show off all the minigames that we have yet to see for this YouTube Let's Play. However, I'm not gonna do that here, mainly because I'm not sure if this particular video is gonna be released before or after this one, but I did have to do another story mode playthrough for Miracle Star, and rest assured that the minigames that we have missing on my other file have been shown at some point during that playthrough, and they will be shown in that video, so we will not be showing it off here. You know, I think it's 1 2-player minigame and 2 battle games. You know, we have seen those. You know, if that video is out now or not. I can't say for sure because I didn't really know when I wanted that video to be in terms of the order of bonus content. But we will check out what we do have that's new. So if we go over here, we've got 3 of the question mark minigames. We have Stardust Battle. I will be showing this off in the finale of the playthrough as a send-off to Mario Party 3, if you can say. I will have a lot to say during my attempts at trying to get a good score, because 3 minutes is not going to cut it. Absolutely not. We have Dizzy Diggies. Set your sights on a new motorboat speed record. We're going to be checking this one out and seeing what we can do. Okay, so we have 3 courses. Oh, okay. Let's start off with the first one and see what we can do. Yeah, looks like we have different boats. Start on Slip. Choose 1 of 3 boat types, then try to set a new course record! So we want to steer with the control stick, A to race. Each boat has different performance capabilities. How about trying different boats on different courses? Yes, we will do that. You know, I imagine there are some different kind of boats that do better on different courses. Yeah, this one's not too bad. You know, if we can go the right way, that would be pretty good. Okay. Oh, we did beat the in-game record. You know, we could have done better if we weren't running into the corners. Yeah, let's try course 2. And we'll do the normal type. Yes, the normal type. You know, like, this is Pokemon. This is so normal. Okay, this does feel different to control here. Okay, we could have done a lot better. Yeah, we are setting new records. Okay, let's check out this one. Oh, this is the longest course. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna want the Need for Speed here, given how complex it looks. Okay, we at least beat the in-game record. Yeah. You know what? I want to try for a better score on this. Yeah, I guess we can go normal. Because I think we can do a lot better than 42 seconds. Yeah, this one definitely feels better to control on a course like this one. You know, we're not running into corners. You know, that's one of the things I know I need to work on with this minigame. You know, and it does control much like Waterworld. You know, which I've gotten better at. Wow, we actually did worse that time. Okay. You know what, let's go back to the first course and we'll do the speed type. Yeah, that's much better. I'm sure it can be done a lot faster than that, but yeah, that's good. Try this one again. You know, will I regret picking the speedboat here? Probably. I feel like once you get to familiarize yourself with the course, you know, you won't be running into corners as much. Which I think is the problem for me, is that I just am not used to the sharp twists and turns that are here. You know, we actually did worse that time with speed. But I will get better with time. I know that. I know that. But we're not gonna be doing these endlessly. Alright, let's check out Mario's Puzzle Pro. Yeah, so it controls the exact same as regular Mario's Puzzle Party. Except, in this mode, garbage blocks fall at every 100 points. If you don't last 3 minutes, your score won't be recorded. Yep, survival of the fittest, as I'll say. Now, I know in Mario Party Superstars, there is an achievement for getting a certain amount of points. You know, I don't think that's here. Could be mistaken. You know, I will say, in the Superstars version, I played a lot of that. Too much, as one would say. You know, because once you're locked in, you really just want to keep going. You know, and for me, you know, I am persistent. Now, granted, I wouldn't spend, like, half a day on it. You know. You know, an hour. You know, and it's good to challenge yourself. You know, get out of your comfort zone and, you know, see what you can aim for. You know, because the more you play this, it's practice. You know, you will get better at it the more you play. You know, I guess any game, really. You know, because I know that my performance in the playthrough with this hasn't been the best. You know, and... You know, I think we can do it here. You know, 3 minutes isn't that bad. You know, we just can't let the blocks pile up too much. Yes, I will say, the one in Superstars with the achievements is, it's brutal. You know, with some of the other minigames you have to score well in. It's, you know, some of those can take hours, I will say that. You know, I've attempted some of them, and yeah, let's just say I won't be completing that game anytime soon. You know, it's fun. You know, I will say one thing that Mario Party lacks, at least with the modern games, is the number of boards. You know, the original Mario Party, I believe, had 8? I recall. It might have been 6. You know, point is that there's not as many boards with modern Mario Party. Like, Mario Party, or Super Mario Party, had only 4 boards. I do not know what they were thinking when they did that. You know, they added online compatibility to it so late into the game's cycle that, you know, I don't think it really made it that much more playable than it already was. You know, it had a lot of side modes. I will say that, you know, it did have other content, but 4 boards is really not enough to make a game last, really. You know, the first game definitely did it right with the balance. You know, we also got a new record with 348. Yes, I don't think we're gonna play this again. You know, I could get a better score. I could. You know, I also want to feel like it's working towards something, and right now, I don't think you get anything for this. You know, I'll post it on screen if there is, like, some sort of secret thing. You know, because I don't know about it, but maybe there is something out there. Yes, I think that about wraps it up for the minigame room. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yes, I do not know what's going to be next after this, but there will be another bonus video very soon, and I will see you guys for that. Bye!